I'm Malcolm Van Delst, and this is an excerpt from Do the Wrong Thing, a book series or extra long novel that opens with a woman trying to kill herself. She says, "I don't know why I tried to do this," and by way of explanation tells her life story. This is the opening of book 3, whose working title is Shiny Pretty Gothic. At the end of book 2, Trouble Girl, Ava wrote her final third-year essay lambasting the English epic poem Paradise Lost for its casual sexism instead of her usual give the teacher what they want to hear paper. She gets an A, but is still disillusioned, and not only with school. A musician who frequents the cafe she works at turns out to be a psychiatric patient, not an up-and-coming star like she thought. Her new landlord threatens to evict her for asking her neighbor to turn his music down. Ava decides to quit school and start fresh in a new city. Note, I have not put any chapter breaks in yet. If you see a place where you think one would go, let me know. Oh, I was wondering about the changing the spelling of Trouble Girl for book 2 from Trouble Girl, Trouble, girl, GIRL, to getting rid of consonants. Please let me know what you guys think. Okay, book 3. At my cousin's, I sleep on a lumpy couch in a living room whose curtains barely keep the sun out. 45 minutes to the subway, 15 to the city. I sketch on the bus, on the subway, and in the bus and train stations. I sketch everywhere. I find the closest art school and sign up for drawing 1 and sculpture 1. The art school, yes, that's what it's called, is in the English part of predominantly French Release. The teachers and staff, all women, wear flowing scarves, loose-fitting dresses, and chunky jewelry. They carry large woven bags. If you compliment them, they immediately tell you that whatever you are complimenting is handmade, even the fabrics, often by a friend. The uniform of rich, artsy women across time and space. I practice a down-market version. I draw in Joey's bright living room when he's at work. For class, I sketch my environment, miscalculate the height of Joey's desk, and rather than adjusting the whole tableau, add a squished cat beneath one of the desk's legs. Silly. I must remember not to be silly. Joey shows me his bedroom with the waterbed and satin sheets. He gives me that languid, "I think you're hot" look. Want to sleep with me? He doesn't beat around the bush. I know that's a bad pun, but bear with me, reader. It ties into something later. Anyway, it's not that Joey isn't attractive, nor that he's my cousin. You're allowed to marry cousins if you get government permission. It's, I like Joey. He's always treated me as if I'm attractive. Joey thinks all women are attractive. But he doesn't read or care about art or music. And I don't care about cars and waterbeds. Thanks, I say, eyes cast down. No thanks. The room for rent near the station where I transfer from the bus to the subway is in a townhouse with imposing double doors. A nerdy guy about my age answers the doorbell. High ceilings, hardwood floors, clean. I can move in this weekend, I say. I'm wearing my happy, outgoing persona. There are other people coming to look, he says, smiling, but his gaze is too steady. Oh, sure, I say. Well, let me know. I look at the floor, the gleaming, clean hardwood floor, and feel his gaze on me like a cold, bright sun. Do you want to get an apartment with me and my friend? This tall girl in my drawing class asks. She's got brown hair, an owlish face, and stands like a rock star, almost. She's like, "I'm a star." Should need to drop the, yeah, that'd be awesome, I say. The one we take is at the northwest corner of the village, the hip area in Release. Technically, we're not in the village because we're on the wrong side of the street, but we're south of the north border, about half a block. Above an industrial bakery, huge, airy, with a grand piano, the guy who lived here before, a semi-famous jazz musician, skipped out on his rent. Along with the piano, we get antique bookcases, a dining table, and chairs, and a bunch of knickknacks. We can't believe our luck. The piano sits in the front room, a wall of church-like windows looking out onto Serrato Street behind it. I didn't notice those windows from the street. Our neighbors, along with the bakery, are a plumbing equipment store, a restaurant equipment supplier, a fabric wholesaler, and a couple empty alleyway storefronts. The business's street-level windows aren't being cleaned by conscientious storekeepers. I had no particular reason to look up. Beth, that's the name of the almost rock star girl, says she wants the back part of the double front room containing the piano. I'll put a curtain up in the middle, she says. Pierre, her gay friend, wants the bedroom opposite, leaving me with the den/bedroom off the dining room. The floor in this room is about a half a foot higher than the rest of the apartment and covered with unusually warm reddish brown tiles instead of hardwood. I think this is great, not seeing further than the fall and the approaching winter, forgetting the fact that I have no control for this heat. The window in my room looks out onto a makeshift patio on the roof of the bakery's loading dock. We access both the patio and the fire escape from the galley kitchen at the back of the suite off the dining room. The kitchen has fantastic black and white tiles on the floor and old-fashioned appliances. My room's entrance shares a small alcove with two other doors. Beside me is a half bathroom containing a toilet and sink, and beside it, across from me, a room holding nothing but the white clawfoot tub. Classy. No need for someone's long bath to inconvenience anyone. Once we're moved in, Pierre tells me that my room's tiles are flame retardant protection from the ovens below, and the extra height is either the actual ovens, some extra fire protection, or both. He laughs, not in a bad way, at my shocked expression. You can't build an apartment unless it meets safety standards, I reason with myself, and I'll manage next summer. Mom insists so Dad and my brother Stanley load the overstuffed chair onto the truck with my other scant belongings. There's nothing noble, antique, or even designerly about this seat, which originally came from one of my grandparents. Fat, cushy, reupholstered by Mom at some point in olive green with red, yellow, and light blue stripes. If a chair was an ancient teddy bear, this one is it. The drive to Release is wet, gray, and quiet until we get lost, end up on some feeder road along the main freeway into the city, driving for what seems an eternity, looking for a way back on. When we find it, we rejoin traffic to a chorus of honks. Watch out, Mom shouts. Watch out. Dad's face twists on the verge of tears. Once we arrive, I jump out and skip ahead. Mom will finally see that I can acquire nice things and live a life to be proud of. Ignore the stairwell, I say, pushing in the door. The first time I notice how ill-fitting that door is and notice the grime and swipes of what must be black shoe polish across the bottom of its greenish beige front. We need to replace the light, I say, as I lead up the dark stairwell. I hear my mom sniff. It's true. It smells of drywall dust and mold. At the top, I notice the door to our actual apartment doesn't fit right either. Why didn't I notice these things before? Anyway, once inside, Mom will be impressed. I put the key in the lock, swing the door wide, enter, and look back to watch my mom step in. She glances around, tears fill her eyes, and she turns to me with pity. The old familiar anger in my stomach twists, my throat closes, my smile crumbles, and the bulletproof windows come down in my eyes. The only things my mother likes are beige and stripped of character. She wants new, bland, suburban hide. Can't she appreciate the woodwork around the old windows, the hardwood floors, the interesting bath setup, the grand piano? Mom wants two-dimensional, flat, unreal, me, a character in a soap opera she writes in her head, enhancing her stature in Dardanelle. She's a fucking farmer's wife and an immigrant to boot. She has no stature.